NSFW, what did you recently discover about your body? When naked I looked not bad, chubby but not bad. Put some clothes on and I look triple my weight for some reason. Get the right clothes for your body. I'm getting fat. Couple months ago my Snapchat showed me in memories a picture of me, which I guess I saved but never posted, of a very fit me flexing with no shirt on the bathroom mirror from a year ago. I then went to the bathroom and pulled out the same underwear and tada, I'm very much chubby now. You could imagine what that did to my self-esteem. Been trying to fix it since. Use that as motivation, dude. You'll get there. I automatically tilt my body when pouring large bottles of liquid. From muscle memory of pouring milk jugs for cereal as a kid, I am grown enough to pour a big bottle of oil into a smaller bottle with perfect posture, but automatically I tilt my body, and sometimes even stand on my tippy toes. Wholesome AF. I just got my first 2 chest hairs. I'm 28. Between the two of us, on average, we make 2 male humans with average body hair. At the rib that I used to pop to impress my friends was cancer. Literally, cancer ate away at my rib until it was a gelatinous blob and a few pieces of marrow. It was removed, and it caused so much pain. Yikes. How long could you do that for before you found out what it was? I've gained weight again. Some people I know are giving me the "you let yourself go, do something about it" talk, but I think I actually like my body as it is now, when they're not around me. That is, you do you. You should be comfortable with who you see in the mirror, and if you are, great. Keep being happy. After 12 years since my last ride, I can still ride a skateboard with some capability. I own a skateboard since I was 6 and I suck. I have weird flesh tentacles under my tongue. Apparently they're called fringe fimbriated folds. I realized after somebody on Reddit semi-recently posted a picture of their tongue tickles somewhere, and it got a lot of traction. Enough so their photo became the pic for the phenomenon. Mine are about the size of the wiki pic with less smaller spikes. Cheeky smiley face. That looks horrifying and cool as duck. I broke my leg last year, bad enough to need surgery on it. I figured out lately that the spots within M seem to ache based more on my overall stress than my recent exercise, the weather, my diet, or anything else I've been able to think of. I've always had skin tags on my neck. Recently discovered one that's managed to sneak by unnoticed for 31 years. It's in my taint. How did your taint get all the way up your neck? I think you have to get a couple of ribs removed. Lactose and I are at a disagreement. I remember as a kid I thought I was dying because at least once a day I was in excruciating pain, bad enough where I'd just lie in the fetal position on the floor and cry. Figured out years later I was lactose intolerant. I had been drinking a glass of milk nearly every day for my entire childhood. I recently noticed and fell in love with all my beauty marks. I used to always cover them with makeup, but I realized that I have them all in really ideal places, near the eyes and above the lip, giving me strong pin-up vibes. I'm super into it. OMG, okay. I have a beauty mark on my neck and a freckle on my eyelid, and my boyfriend always tells me it's hot, and I've gained a lot more confidence because of it. Don't be afraid of your beauty marks. They're called beauty marks for a reason. Maybe I don't have asthma after all. It was fear-mongering from my mother, and I'm actually decent at playing sports. Never got to play as kid because of the asthma thing. What makes you think you don't have asthma? At the highest part of my butt crack there a small crevice that does not lead to my, only a few millimeters deep. Fascinating. Yeah, I got one of those too. I call it a false. While my eyes look brown under nearly every single circumstance, I recently discovered that when I shine a light at them they're half green, half really dark brown. Literally, half of my iris is green. It's kind of a swoosh that follows around the outside of both irises, with the really dark brown in the center and on top. But you can't see it unless you shine a light directly into my eye. I'm guessing that when the ring around the outside of my eye fades with age, I'll end up with an identical eye color to my grandma, who also had very dark eyes when she was my age but now has green eyes. IDK. I think it's pretty cool. I think that's a type of heterochromia iridum. I'm a super taster. I even did a genetics test and confirmed I have the gene. So does that mean you can distinguish different types of wine down to the the specific type and year. Just a rumor I heard. C. It's more like alcohol, chocolate, tea, and coffee taste disgusting, but I honestly want to try that. I'm actually kinda attractive naked. I mean, yeah, just don't start making out with yourself. JK. I would probably seem larger if I lost weight. Or perhaps your weight would seem larger if you lost your. That's not the goal here. Thanks social distancing for giving me the opportunity to realize I can't grow a beard. My is very pretty, not big or impressive but pretty. Proof. At 32, I am at the stage where a random part of my body will hurt for about 12 to 24 hours with no reason for it to hurt. Then it will move to a different part. 31 here. I feel this in my soul. I was today years old when I realized I can twist my 450 degrees. That's one full turn and a quarter. Are you sure? That is developing more autoimmune disorders. Sad face. Recently my elbow has started to catch when I move it. I will be doing something, and my brain will tell my forearm to move. The muscles will contract. Forearm does not move. I will hear a subtle pop, sharp pain. Then my forearm moves. Weird as in quite painful. Might want to have that checked. That since completely stopping drinking alcohol I don't gag when I brush my teeth anymore. Yay. I tilt my head to the right when I'm listening or watching something that interests me. I'm literally a curious dog. That I have a chin. I'd been bearded for the last 6 years or so, but because of COVID I had to shave to face mask seal properly. It's also something that my wife discovered for the first time also. That's Tramu chocolate milk my stomach in roughly 2 hours after drinking it. That I'm in decent physical shape. It was all in my head all this time. That I'll be cursed with monthly breakouts until I decide to go on birth control. And that messing with my hormones even the slightest causes massive anxiety. Yeet. My birth control made me extremely depressed until I switched brands doses. I felt great after and still had the benefits of contraception and no acne. I tried going off it once and immediately went back to brutal acne. I'll stay on it until I'm 70 if I can, haha. Edit. This was meant for the comment below me. If you don't want to be in hormonal birth control, that's okay too. Maybe it's just me. It's a bit awkward if it is. But this changed my life. In the bathroom maybe now maybe later, not when you need to just randomly and take a look at the paper to see how it's going down there. Sincerely responsible _virus. What am I supposed to expect? That if I rub my counterclockwise it actually feels a little more intense than clockwise, which I've pretty much always defaulted to since I first started masturbating. Good stuff. I've lost 20 pounds recently, 25 pounds more to go, and I'm not saying I'm hot or anything, but who are kidding, I'm looking pretty good. I have a small divot, no bigger or deeper than a belly button, at the base of my spine right above my crack. I don't know why it's there, but my mom said it's been there all my life. Another sacral dimple in this thread. I can lose weight. I can run, like for a while. I can survive off of nothing but hot Cheetos for 6 days straight. The reason for my painful erections as a teenager was because I was circumcised extremely tightly. Way too much skin removed. I once or twice a week. Nothing wrong with me, as far as I know. But I recently found out that this is not a lot of compared to other people. Same in my massive, but I can't go more than like 3 times a week. Since I was like 4, I've had eczema so bad that I'd scratch myself to bleed nearly every day. What I discovered recently, though, is that my blood smells more iron when I'm aroused during. Not recent but a couple years ago I found out I actually wasn't allergic to seafood like my family had convinced me I was the entire 24 years of my life by that point. Got to experience a whole new world of cuisine. Fell in love with sushi for 2 years before I decided to go vegetarian. The weird pain on my back was from carrying a backpack every day for 3 years straight. My right butt cheek is a little firmer than my left. I can make a very strange sound of a pig. It's not the right one for my brain. I remember the night I came to this realization, first 18 months after that were the hardest. My sore right nipple had a bit of a lump in it. Not to alarm you or anything, but swollen or enlarged lymph nodes in the breast area could be early signs of cancer. I would get it checked. I can go a lot longer without food than I realized. I always had the idea that I had to eat regularly even if I wasn't all that hungry. Once I started really watching my calories and testing myself, I realized a whole day without eating has no physical effect on me. Well, that certainly is cool. Most people can go without eating for a day, but they mostly feel like, don't you feel anything at all? I recently discovered that I can feel the in my legs and in my ribs when I walk through a metal detector. Okay, I just found this out. If you stand up and move your shoulders up and down, then your lungs too. This weird airy thing, it's so hard to explain, but you have to try it. When you move your shoulders, lean back and forth. IDK if I explained this right, but comment if it worked for you. My ears have started growing hair. Sad face. I discovered recently that I likely have the hypermobility type of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I've always been pretty flexible, but I didn't realize it wasn't normal to be able to bend or thumb down to the same forearm, or bend pinkies back past 90 degrees, or place my palms flat on the ground with my feet together and knees locked, or be able to pull my skin away from my body more than 2 inches. It doesn't come with any reduction in lifespan, but I have to be super careful about applying force across ball and socket joints, because I can easily pull them out of socket. It takes 4 pounds of force to pull my shoulders out. I discovered that I have a wide rib cage. I never noticed until I would see TikToks of girls with small rib cages, flat stomachs, and hourglass waists. I envy them so much. The left side of my jaw feels a little loose compared to the right and makes a clicking noise sometimes when I yawn, that I have no idea what's going on with my body. I'm having so many issues that everyone around me must think I'm making them up. My biggest issues lately are tingling in my hip, left calf and right side of my head, and twitching in my face. I also have so many problems with my stomach and bladder. I've always had 3 freckles on my left upper arm, configured just like Orion's belt. In the past year, I've somehow developed 3 matching freckles on my right upper arm. Same configuration, same place. I have small mole under my boob. Also a tongue tie. You can't flex your without flexing your. Why did I just try this? I am female. I am lacking the necessary equipment. Edit. Spelling. I didn't even register that I was trying to do this until I read your comment. I also do not have that it'll never be able to do what it used to 10 years ago.